Hi, welcome to this week's episode of How to Make Old Things Nice. I'm your host, David Miller. Now, as you can see, I'm in the bathroom, which means there's something wrong in here that we're going to fix today. And I'm very excited about this. We actually have an issue with my bathtub where it's leaking into the wall some, and we need to re-caulk some of the areas that have worn out. Now, I'm just thinking, where did I put that caulking stuff?
I did.
Oh, hi Jeff. Jeff here is actually going to help me today because I don't know exactly how to do this. I haven't done it before, and he has a lot of experience in caulking the bathtub and other places. You want to say more about that?
Well, caulk is a really good thing for filling in any sort of cracks anywhere in your house. And this kind's in a tube. There's another kind that's in a gun. You can put it in a gun, but this kind you don't need a gun for because you just squeeze the tube. It's like toothpaste, and it just fills in those gaps, keeps out moisture and other harmful substances from your house.
Well, let's take a closer look at the problem.
Yeah.
As you can see, right up here against the edge of the bathtub, we have some places with no caulk in it, and others where it's rotting out some. So we're actually going to take up the old caulk because you can't caulk over old caulk, and to help stop the leaking. Anything else, Jeff, that you want to add?
It's just really important that your surface is clean, dry, and free of old caulk before applying the new caulk. Start taking it out. Ooh, it comes right up. There you go.
Is that it?
There's a little bit here hiding in the crack.
Sometimes you'll have to use a screwdriver or a knife to really get it out, but this stuff was so old that it just came right off.
Do you have a rag or something that can wipe this down?
Oh, that's a great idea. It really needs to be dry because
debris out of the way.
It applies wet and then dries up.
Yeah, you gotta make sure you want your caulk to stick. So just get rid of this moisture and dirt. Alright, that should do it.
Nice. Okay. Okay, we've got our caulk here and we need to cut it open, and since we don't have any really sharp scissors, I'm just going to use what every tool man should be carrying around with them anyways. A Swiss Army knife. This knife has more little gadgets than anything I've ever held. So, here we go. Got the big knife part out. I'm going to cut a 45-degree angle in about just the right place. I'm not sure if you can see this too well, but here goes nothing. Just slices right off.
It's like butter.
Like butter. So, now we've got a hole there that you can see pretty clearly. We're going to use that to apply, and I'm actually going to let Jeff do this because he knows a little more about me. Here you go.
Alright. Now you want to apply even pressure so that you're getting a consistent bead of caulk. Start here and work my way across. Squeeze it on out here. Doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to smooth it over after this, but you don't want too much. Get it in that crack.
I noticed that it's white. Does it stay white the whole time?
It'll dry clear eventually. You can get white caulk. There's also like brown, and there's all different colors depending on what you're using it for. You can choose whatever is best for you. But this goes on white, and it'll dry clear in over a period of time. It is important that you let the caulk cure for 36 hours before you use the bathtub or shower or whatever.
Oh, so it can't get wet at all?
Yeah, it's not supposed to. Just to you want to make sure it's good and dry before that. But then after that, you can paint it or whatever.
This seems a lot easier than I was thinking.
A little bit right here too. Looks like showing that crack. All right. That looks good.
Okay, now all that's left to do is we need to smooth it down to make sure that all the moisture is kept out. So a little tip that I was told recently is that when you're smoothing it down with your finger, which is a great thing to do instead of buying a tool that might be a little more expensive and not do as good of a job, but normally it'll stick to your finger a little. So you do just get your finger a little wet and go right along it, push it down some, and it won't stick so bad. I'm just gonna smooth it down with my finger there.
That looks good.
Thank you. Now I've never done this before, but like I said, this is pretty easy. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to do this. Actually, a plumber could even do this. A plumber should do this. So I'm just smoothing it down some. Got a little extra on my finger, but it's not sticking. It's just there, globbed up like a Play-Doh. Okay, come back around here. Do the same thing. Here, don't want to get in the way. This will come right off with soap afterwards. Or off my finger, not off the...
It'll stay on the bathtub.
That's the point.
Clean, dry surface.
You don't want it too globby because it's going to dry like that. And even though you can paint it afterwards, you don't really need to. Okay. Like Jeff said, one of our main goals here is going to be to keep this dry for the next 36 hours. But besides that, we're done here. Looks like we've made this old bathtub nice.